Alright, tubers, here's how I do a brisket. We're, 13.65 pounds. There's a lot of fat. I don't trim off all the fat, but I'll take a big portion of this down. So, when you smoke it, you will be smoking it like this. Yeah, big chunk of this will come off. You'll be smoking it like this because you want the fat to go through the meat as it drips down. On my smoker, I'll show you tomorrow, it's dark out there now, but on my smoker there's a soup cut can to catch the drippings, and for something this big I'll empty it at least once, maybe twice. But I'm going to open this up and start trimming the fat off. The rub I use is I get from Texas, the CW's. And this is good stuff. I like their stuff. Found them when one year when we went to the Texas Motor Speedway for a NASCAR race, and they've been getting it sent to me ever since. So let me get this thing out, and we'll show you how much fat I trim off. It's not going to be a lot, but there'll be some. More in a minute later. Alright, tubers, there it is, probably trimmed down. Fat side is up. This is all the fat I trimmed off. Some people save it and get it in the grease. I just as soon throw it away. Probably shaved, I'm gonna say maybe a good pound off it. But now we'll rub, and this gets a little messy, so I'm not gonna keep the camera going. So we'll just get this rub on here, and when I get it all done, I'll bring you guys back. Hey, tubers, wrapped in plastic. Very liberal with the rub. There'll probably be in the morning before this goes on. There'll probably be about a 1/16 or more of liquid in this that it's pulled out of the meat as the rub penetrated. And yeah, so this will be a good 10 hours in the fridge till it goes on tomorrow morning, and at that time is when we'll pick this back up. Okay, y'all have a good Saturday evening, and we'll see you Sunday morning. Later. Morning, tubers. It's about 6 a.m. You can see all the liquid pulled from it, and it'll be out. I pull it out of the refrigerator and let it get to room temperature while we build the fire. And so, speaking of that, what's the temp out here? About 70 degrees. Take a while to get this box heated up. I'll start it with charcoal. And never use lighter fluid. Don't like the taste. And then you smell like campfire all day. get this started. Probably take a good 45 minutes or so. This is a bundle of hickory. I think I'll get the scissors and cut the top of this bag off. We'll go down into North Las Vegas and buy it by the bushel. If need be, we can go local places and buy it in the bag like this. This is mesquite here, and this is cherry. So, but we'll start it off with hickory, and that's it. Well, rather than you guys sitting here watching a charcoals light off to get the fire going, it's like watching paint peel. I'll bring you back when I got more later. Hey tubers, it's been about I want to say 45 minutes, and charcoal is moved out of that thing and put into the firebox there, and there's some hickory on top of that, and now we're just waiting for the smoker itself to come up to temperature. This is where the part where you might end up pissing off your neighbors. Smelling like a campfire at this time in the morning, but it is what it is. So this gets up to temperature, we'll throw the brisket on. It'll be fat side up. The flat will be at this end, the point will be down at this end, and then we'll start the tedious of keeping the fire going for the next 10 to 12 hours. When I have more, I'll turn this back on a little later. Alright tubers, we're coming up 200 degrees. That's where she'll sit for the next 10 to 12 hours. And that's more or less it. So for the next 10 to 12 hours I get to stoke. Keep the fire going. 250 degrees for 10 to 12 hours. That's it. When I get more, I'll turn this back on later, guys. Hey, tubers. Well, we're about halfway there. It's about noon. It's getting a nice bark on it. You can see how much the fat has just totally came up. So, close this back down. I don't like opening it in the when it's smoking. Let the smoke out. So that's it for now. Like I said, this is just a long drawn out process. Keep it at 250 degrees and just let her do her thing. So when I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey tubers, remember when I said that can's going to overflow? You see it? And we're not even done yet. So I got to empty that and clean up my spot on the concrete. So that's all I got for now. It's going on 2 o'clock. It's got 3 more hours on there. So we'll empty the grease can and clean up the spot and throw some more wood on the fire. When I have more, I'll turn it back on later. Hey tubers. Yep, my son Pat, he's back from riding. They went up to Mesquite. Got a track up there. It's a piece of gravel. Come on. See, Anthony, this is what I do every spring. You gotta turn each rock over so then the sun bleaches the other side. So this is the last hour this is going to be on, and I figured I'd give you guys a look at it. So remember, it came roughly to about here, and you can see roughly with the wetness of it was roughly to about here, and how much it shrank. This all here is fat, and we'll trim that off first thing. But it's got an hour left to go, and that'll be it. Remember when we started, look at the shadows in the beginning of the video, and the sun was there. That's east. It's getting ready to set. As you can see, the shadows over here, and I'm not going to go out and set it, but it's right up there. So that's it. This is the last one out here on the patio until we pull it in and get it, carve it up. We'll pull it in, let it rest for about, I want to say 20 minutes. 20 minutes to about an hour or so, and then we will start carving it up. We'll keep the fire going in that, and we'll make some what they call burnt ends, and that's taking up part of the flat and cubing it up into probably about 1-inch cubes, re-seasoning it with the season, and then throw it into a piece of tin foil, or not a tin foil, but a tin foil tray, and throw it on the smoker and let it sit there for about a half hour, 45 minutes. So we'll keep that going. This is coming off at 6. We're not eating till 7. So like I said, there's time left. We got to fire that one up, the Weber, because we're going to do corn on it. Too much to sit there and bring that back to being a charcoal grill. And so that's it. So I'm not going to shut this off, you guys. If I do, I'll probably end up with a whole bunch of thumbs down because you didn't see the finished product. I ain't going to do that to you guys. I ain't that cruel. But this is it for the patio, and the next one will be inside. And we'll go in there now, because as you can see, I got the cutting board out. And cutting board's out. We're doing twice baked potatoes right there. And they're cooking, and they got about 58 more minutes to go. So when I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Alright, tubers, here's the finished product. I will show you when we start cutting it up. It's going to rest for a little bit. This is all fat. See how it pushes in? This is meat. See how it's got different texture? See, this is easy. It's a little tender, a little bit more. This is the fat back. This is the flat. This is the point. What happens is you'll end up sitting there shaving off the point and the fat. There's a line right here. See it? That's where it is. And you do that. With the meal is twice baked potatoes. They're getting ready to go in. I just finished those. This little tin is for the, we're going to make burnt ends out of this. Yeah, this is all fat, all fat, all fat, all fat. This is meat, fat. So, more in a minute, guys. Later. Alright, tubers. This is going to be the last of the video of this series. See the smoke ring? Cutting the fat back off the top of it. Here it is right here. It's all nothing but fat. We'll cut that off. We'll separate the point from the flat, and then we'll sit there and start cutting. When you cut brisket, it's against the grain. Don't cut it with the grain. It'll be tougher than shoe leather. Cut it against the grain. Okay, so happy Memorial Day weekend. I want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, and of course leaving comments. Then again, think about the veterans this weekend. Later. Hey guys, I just cut this piece. See the smoke ring? Cut it against the grain. The grain's going this way. See this? So that's it. Alright. Thanks guys. Later.